This is Maximus Analysis for April 14th, 2016, and posted out the levels this morning, and it held the 2070-75 pretty much for the day. Again, day trading a day like this is probably one of the more difficult things because the range is so choppy that you end up, if you're not seeing something, if you got to recognize that sometimes there's nothing to trade, and that today was kind of one of those days in regard to intraday for the ES. Again, there are probably some scalps here and there, but it definitely doesn't feel like there's real big money coming in. And you can see from the low volume indecision doji, we'll see where they go from here. But again, holding this 2070-75 area is good. And they tapped the other area I posted on Twitter. So if you don't follow me, do. I post those out usually around 6:30 in the morning. And they tapped it. I had posted 2082, and I think they got to 2081.75 and just went kind of sideways. So again, what we want is them not to get into the 2059.50 area. Reason being is we want to stay above these highs. That brings them back in here, and it's starting to get this grinding motion right here, which we don't want to see. Again, they could continue higher, but again, we're just trading what we're seeing right now. Let's look at the weekly time frame, and you could see that there's a little bit lower volume so far, so we don't want to see a break of a low. This week's low is around 2029.25 right now, so we don't want to see them break that low for next week, but the volume is starting to get a little tired, and we'll just see. Again, they can continue higher if we have some volume step in, break above these highs, then you just got to continue saying that they're going to be bullish, but you want to be prepared and flexible for both sides, because that's what this is all about. You can't just be so rigid that you're saying, I need to short now, short now, short now, short now. Let's get a price level to then say, okay, the short looks a lot better based on the pattern that we're seeing here, but they haven't broken down as yet. Going back to the daily and looking at the NQ, we want to hold this 45.23 level. Okay, that would be, again, getting back into this price action. We definitely don't want to get below this previous resistance area, because then this would equate to a false breakout reversal. So we're going to just continue that, and if they continue up, then we're looking at like 45.90, 45.91 is like a target. And again, the same thing in regards to the weekly time frame. We want to see them. They broke the low, got back above it, but we want to see how they close this week, because just been really getting not that many days of actually being able to do anything, and that should give you kind of heads up. YM, again, we know the 17 to 50 area needs to hold, and we'll just go forward. Crude, again, we're holding this. Again, this is just a small little tight flag right here, so we really want to see if they're going to break back below this 40, basically this low right here, which is around 40.18. If they shoot back above these previous highs for a small little flag to the upside, they're going to the target of 44 to 44.44, and then we'll just continue to watch it. Let's look at some equity names, and we're going to start with Google on the daily. And you can see just no follow through. Again, we just want them to hold this 756 area on any type of pullback. Very annoying. Sideways, pops up, gives you no volume, and decreases volume from yesterday. So another annoying type of movement. Netflix on the daily. Okay, so we're right here at this 110.88 level on the daily, and we're starting to see a couple things that I wanted to point out. You're going to see the theme on the last, what is this, Netflix? So in the last 3 stocks besides this, you're going to see an upcoming theme that we just want to point out, because most people won't point it out. Or you have declining volume on the daily, all right? But let's look at the weekly for Netflix. You have declining, well, slight volume as well for the weekly. So let's see how this. I know we have earnings coming, or double check earnings. I think it's Amazon or Netflix coming up in the next week or something. So just continue to watch that. But that's just telling me, like, either they could rock it up. Again, we have our levels that we want to see them hold, but I don't want to be adding to any longs at this point. Amazon, we're getting a grind higher, same type of thing. Light volume here. Weekly time frame. you see we're starting to get light volume as well. And the reason why I'm calling it light volume is because we start and you're closing, but this volume should be increasing. And it's just light. So again, we'll just continue to watch for at least the weekly lows, but just watch that. And I'm starting to see that with a couple names on that. And again, Facebook is, I think, yeah, pretty much covered all the FANG stock, which is Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. So FANG is lightening up as well. Let's look at Facebook on the daily. And you can see the same thing. For a day like yesterday, I thought there would be some better follow through. Now, we're just going to have to watch this one because it was a very, very violent day in regards to being down almost 250 and then closing up minus 10 cents. So they break this high, they continue higher, break this low, we'll watch out. But again, we've spoke about this on the weekly. This volume actually picked up a little bit. So we're just going to see because it's 8 weeks up to take out, didn't even take out the high of this one. So they're grinding up. And we got to respect the grind, but that's a lot of weeks to not take out at least just 1 week of the all-time highs. But we'll continue to watch that. And another thing that, last but not least, Tesla. Tesla's down 270 something. So I thought there would be follow through on this little hammer. It was yesterday, and then you got a little pop up, and nothing. So we'll just watch it. And also on Tesla, we will watch the volume. Again, we talked about the volume being so high last week, which I think is, when it starts getting really high, if it's at the start of a move, that's one thing. But, we're kind of seeing that we're at a little bit the end. I'm not saying that it's going to pull back forever, but just watch this. And again, this low is 243.63. So just continue to watch that. But we're starting to see some of these having light volume on both time frames. So just watch. And again, continue to look at certain price levels that need to hold. You don't want to just say let's be bearish now, but with a break of some support, or at least a couple bars back on whatever time frame you're looking at, just watch it. Because again, the ES is it's moving with a head of steam that I didn't think it was going to get this high, and I won't lie and tell you that I did. But right here, right now, I want to see when they break a low, what is it going to look like? And we'll continue to watch. But again, bulls are in control until they break a level. Again, we have the 2059 area, 2059.50, and then again, big one for me would be the 2048 level, 2048 to 2040. We'll watch, see, and what type of volume if they close below that. All right, so take care, and I will see you tomorrow.